On August 26, 2016, the movie Kimi no Nawa, or Your Name, aired in Japan, and soon later worldwide, selling over 8 million tickets, and it was the most hyped anime movie in 2016, becoming the highest grossing anime film worldwide and the second highest grossing anime film in Japan, right below Spirited Away. Directed by the legendary Makoto Shinkai, who has made many romantic anime films such as 5 centimeters per second, Garden of Words, and The Place Promised in Our Early Days. All beautifully animated by the studio Comics Wave Films. Your Name brought in a romantic fantasy that was portrayed in a unique way, where the main characters grew a relationship without physically meeting each other. After 3 years of the release of this film, Makoto Shinkai and Comics Wave Films come out with another romantic fantasy film called Tenki no Ko, or Weathering with You, which takes place in the same universe as Your Name, and having their music also composed by the same band that composed for Your Name, Radwimps. But with it coming right after the movie that is now the most popular anime film, Weathering with You was bound to be compared and had a higher expectation bar. The film showed similar features to Your Name, following 2 adolescents from different sides of the world and having a supernatural concept in the story, which caused it to seem like a reprint of Your Name. But unlike the unique narration that Your Name has of body swapping and switching perspectives between 2 characters from different timelines, Weathering with You is portrayed on a more realistic ground, revolving less around the supernatural concept and had a different portrayal of teenage life. The movie follows a teenage boy who ran to Tokyo in order to escape his controlling father and shallow life, only to be unprepared to face the reality of the world, finding himself homeless and desperate to find any opportunities that will allow him to stay there in Tokyo. The female protagonists also share similar struggles, losing her mother, having to fend for herself and her younger brother, and also prepared to take any risks in order to keep their lives the same as before. Both the main characters represent an outcome of lack of guidance, where school becomes less of an option and work becomes mandatory in order to maintain their hidden status in the society where adolescents are limited to do things. And eventually, that life of running away will be restrained by the adults of society, and their personal problems will slowly catch up to them. That portrayal of adolescence is what makes the distinction between Weathering with You and Your Name, because on one hand, we have a representation of what a normal teenage life will be in 2 different cities of Japan, and on another hand, we have a depiction of the small percentage of adolescents that can't maintain and keep that normal teenage life. Your Name shows a mature side of adolescence, and Weathering with You shows a more naive yet reckless side of youth. Both films show contrasting views of the struggles adolescents face in this world, and both their supernatural elements are used in similar ways, with it playing the role of connecting the characters and also being the obstacle that the characters face in order to keep their relationship. But the elements were different. One involved with time and the other with weather. And the essence in those elements provided different speculations and meaning to the story. I found myself connecting more with the characters in Weathering with You, because at one point in my life, I also wanted to run away and be free of stress that came from school and home, and craving independent freedom, similar to the feeling Hodaka had. I didn't have that level of relation with Your Name, but it had me more emotional because it made me want to see the ending more and see Mitsuha and Taki meet each other. And watching Taki search for Mitsuha and trying to find any clues in order to meet her, even though it seemed possible, was just heart-moving. And to see that even though Taki and Mitsuha lost their memories and connection with each other, their hearts still remembered, and that feeling of longing stayed with them, and left behind a feeling that I couldn't comprehend. Both movies were great and fun to watch, and have their own unique way of showing youth and leaving the audience with different feelings and emotions.